So hope you guys are doing good. So as usual, I'm back with one more live interview with you guys. So I'm going to share the interview with you. The interview was for the data analytics position and the expectation more into the SQL and understanding the data analytics profile. So they did not ask any technical questions, but they tried to understand the logical ability and understanding of the data analyst profile. So if you are a fresher and looking out for interview preparation, then this is a very helpful video for you. So try to watch this video till the end and share your thoughts and your feedback into the comment section of this interview. And if you like this video, hit a thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.
Okay. Before I start the interview and we discuss the questions and details and other things, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Uh, my name is 18 years of experience in IT. Started off as application developer, worked in Java, Python, SQL Server. I mean, in the front end, it was Java, Python, and .NET technologies, and in the back end, SQL Server, Oracle, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and then gradually I moved to database technologies full time, and then into ETL processing, and then in working as a lead developer here at Proficient. Um, so that's basically about me. Could you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Akshay. I have total around 6 years of experience, and the initial 1.5 year was into telecom and networking because I had completed my bachelor's in electronics and telecommunications. But later on, I found myself more interested into the data related stuff, so I switched to the data analytics
Mm-hmm.
field. So in a Zensar technology, I started working as a software engineer, but my designation was a data analyst. So on the day-to-day basis, I used to interact with the different stakeholders, business users from the sales team and the finance team. And my basic role was to support them on the order related issues, like they had their own enterprise customers. So they used to create a order for them. Order is like for networking
Mm-hmm.
product, they used to create a
Okay.
order for them to get a good hold for like 5 years or 10 years of tenure. So if they had any issues related to credits or any purchase adjustment or any exception, so they came up with the requirement, and based on that requirement we used to prepare a basic ad hoc data for that particular customer so that they can further deal with the order booking. So that was the basic work. And later on, I started working on SQL to retrieve the relevant
Mm-hmm.
data from SQL for a particular customer and create a inventory report into the Tableau dashboards for that particular end customer, so that stakeholders can easily communicate with the end customer with the
Mm-hmm.
actual statistic that they have. So I got the
Mm-hmm.
experience on the Tableau and SQL at the same time. And in my current workplace, I am working for the Mastercard here, and the business team is a revenue team, like they are tracking the quarterly revenue for their transactions all over the world, like country to country or cross country or within the countries, like that. So the basic intention is like they are trying to leverage the revenue where they are getting a very low scope. So I'm preparing Tableau dashboards for them on historical data,
Mm-hmm.
not for live, on historical data, like in past year or in past quarter, how much was the revenue, what was the revenue ratio,
Mm-hmm.
year over year growth. So that kind of calculations I am
But
doing
uh,
in. Mhm.
but you are working on the historical data, you're saying.
Yeah,
So how are you going to draw analytics out of it? Like you're saying
exactly.
past year growth, and if you don't have anything to compare with, how would you I mean
No,
compare the growth of the business?
the growth is like I have the data from 2018 to 2021, let's say. So from 2080, I'm
Mm-hmm.
comparing that with 2090, then 2020. And what they are trying to do is whatever business strategies they had implemented in past and how it resulted, like
Mm-hmm.
how up to what extent the revenue increased or dropped. So that kind of analysis they are doing. And based on that results, they are trying to manipulate the upcoming business strategy for upcoming quarter or year. And later on they work with the machine learning engineer to build out some data model based on the statistic that they have.
Okay. Okay. And I also see that you have worked on Alteryx,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Alteryx, I think it's not a complete ETL tool. It's a data wrangling tool, right?
Correct, correct. So basically,
So,
the team I'm working with is not very experienced into the technical part. So they are using Alteryx purposely to manipulate the data quickly within the workflow. Because in SQL it is quite complicated for them to understand the logic and the data, but if they have the Alteryx at the same place, they can quickly filter and do these some basic modifications on the spot. So that's why they are using
mm-hmm.
it. But another reason is there are some data servers are there which is not available to directly connect with the Tableau. As an example, they have the Hyperion data server, so there is no direct
Mm-hmm.
connection between the Tableau server basically and Hyperion. So Alteryx that they are using as a middleman, where they are extracting data from Hyperion to Alteryx server and they are pushing that data from Alteryx server to the Tableau server. So I'm implementing
So
that.
are there any
Mhm.
cleansing or transformation involved here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are multiple data sets, tables are present in Hyperion server, and what I had tried, I consolidated all the tables and filtered out only relevant columns that they want to use. On the top of it, if they want to add any calculations, I'm adding that so that I can avoid those calculation in the front end. And I'm only pushing a single table at Tableau server so that I can use that table to create a dashboard.
And what is the data size in that table? Because you're dealing with several years of data.
Yeah, it is in
So,
19 to
mm-hmm.
20 GB data size is there. It is historic, and there are multiple data sets like first one is 15 GB, second one is 20 GB, and like around 20 to 25 GB of data they have
So
for
how
each
are you
set.
maintaining the performance of the report?
Actually, I'm trying to filter out all the unnecessary stuff from backend SQL query itself, like whatever figures they want to see on the front end. I'm trying to carry only those fields from SQL script so that it would be more easy to implement a dashboard from front end so that Tableau will quickly load. And the second one, the query processing time will be reduced, because if I load unnecessary field into backend SQL, it will again take use more time to load the query itself.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of queries that you said that you execute? Are
In
they stored procedures that you have written?
No, I'm creating the views. Store procedures are not used here. I'm using the temporary table with clause. If it is repeating this some lines, like some codes, if it is repeatedly used, I'm just using the temporary table and creating the view on the top of it.
But how creating a view will improve the performance?
It is
I
actually,
understand that you do away with the unnecessary columns and all that
yeah.
you have said, but as the data size increases, the performance of the view decreases, right? Had that been a table, you just query the table and get the data. But view, every time you
Mhm.
try to execute a view, it will just try to fetch the data, do all the necessary calculations and give you the results. Instead, why haven't we created a table?
Yeah, we do have the table, but the table have very large number of fields present that are not, that all fields are not needed for the
Okay.
particular dashboards. Let's say if they have the requirement of a dashboard where not let's take an example. They have 20 fields present in the table, but out of 20 fields only 5 or 6 fields are the important one which needs to be
Mm-hmm.
used in actual dashboard. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
directly using a table, because data size is very high, I'm creating the view to retrieve only those 5 or 6 records. And if they want to include any another calculation within the SQL, like the case statement or any no flag based on any condition within the columns, so I'm using that within the view and using that as a Tableau extract later on to create a dashboard. So this way what is happening,
Yeah.
the DBA team is
Mm-hmm.
updating the database on 2nd of every month, and the Tableau server I am updating the my extract on the 5th of every month. So I will be getting the updated data on 5th of every month, and that is
Mm-hmm.
reducing the impact on the dashboard. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I had created it.
So, what you have thought as because you are going to be a data analyst, or
Mhm,
you are a data analyst, of course.
mhm,
So, you are using a view now. As the years pass by, the data size increase, and
mhm,
this view's performance will might get decreased, right? The way it is performing now, the
mhm.
turnaround time with the data, whatever it is, it will increase as the years goes by.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
what have you thought as the next step
The next step is
for this
like the business users already have
process?
the dashboard for the historical data. And let's say from 2018, I'm using the
Hello?
data. Am I audible?
Hello?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
Okay, okay, let
But
me.
your video is frozen.
Okay, maybe the network is
Uh,
fluctuating.
Okay, no problem. You can go ahead and answer.
Yeah, yeah. So let's say I have the data from the 2018 to 2022, and already the end user have the existing dashboard from 2018 to 2020 first. So they do already have the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will recommend them to consider the data from 2020 or 2019 for the upcoming quarter, like for 2022. So that way they will get less data in the updated dashboard, and if they want to compare, they already have the another dashboard with the 2018 data. And
Mm-hmm.
even if they want 2018 data in updated dashboard, I can use the blending option in the Tableau, like front end, to only pick up the 2018 time frame and use that calculation and compare within the Tableau dashboard. So that way we will have two separate connection in Tableau. Dashboard will load quickly
Mm-hmm.
compared to if compared to the complicated data size, like if I merge all the data and if I load Tableau dashboard, it will take time. So instead of single connection with all data, I will use the two connection with small subset of data. That way it will load quickly and they can quickly compare the statistics.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Akshay, I see your video is still frozen.
uh,
Is it,
can I
yeah,
rejoin if you don't mind?
can
If
you, yeah, yeah, if
No,
you can drop off and
first,
rejoin, that would be better.
Akshay, first you try to switch off your video and switch on again.
Okay, okay,
If it will not work, then you will have to rejoin.
is it gone?
Yes,
Okay, now am I audible or
yes,
visible?
yes. Good.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
all fine now. Okay. Now, you say that you are a data analyst, right? So, can you tell me that when I have a new project and I give you some information regarding the project, now what will be the steps that you need to follow in data analysis? Like, for example, it's a banking project and uh, we want to have some ETL processes in place. We want to generate the reports. So as a data analyst, what are your thought process? What will be the steps that you will follow? That first I'll do this, then we'll do that, then we'll do that.
Yeah. So on Very first place, I'll try to understand the exact requirement, like what kind of KPI that the stakeholder or you are looking for, and for what purpose that are going to be used. Second one is like I will try to find out like where the actual data is present, whether it is on-prem or it is on cloud, and what are the different tools are available to bring that data like on front side. And based on that, I will try to create the ETL if it is not present, like from the server side to front end side. There could be multiple options to build up, but based on the current infrastructure, like whichever tool is relevant, that would be a great. I will choose that one. And second step, based on KPI, I will try to figure out the data, how the data is present in the database, like it is present in a single table or multiple table. That depends. Based on that, I will try to figure out like what kind of joins I can do based on the primary key constraint on the different table. And once that is figured out, I will try to create a query on subset of data on limited time frame. And first I will validate that with the stakeholders whether the data is correct for this particular time frame or not. If that validation
Mm-hmm.
is goes 100% correct, then I will go with full data, like on full time frame. And
Mm-hmm.
let's say if the data size is way very high, then I will try to create the extract. Or if it is low, small in size, then based on the requirement, if they want a live connection or extracted one, I will choose that and will proceed for that. Third one is like how frequently they want the updated data. That is a very important thing because the backend side, the DBA team have their own schedules, front end side, the team have their own schedules. So if that criteria the stakeholders looking for on a particular date, if that date is fitting into both date range, I will try to fix that so that they will get a smooth delivery at the end. So that will be the front overview lookout. But there could be different steps involved in the front end calculations and the building of the SQL script. So that is validation part. I will try to
Mm-hmm.
validate each and every script, each and every calculation within the script, whether that particular calculation is correct or not. Because if a single calculation gone wrong, the entire work will collapse at the end. So there will be a huge rework. So we'll try to avoid that. So I'll first try to create a small prototype. If that works well, then I will implement that on real data. So this is how I do on my current work also. I think that would be
Mm-hmm.
the first approach I will take.
Okay, so based on what I understand, that once you have the requirements clear, then the next step, next most important step is the data, right?
Yeah.
So, so are you also involved in any kind of database tasks like creating the database tables, stored procedures, etc., etc.?
Uh, if that capabilities comes under my role, I will definitely do it. In my current workplace, that is under the DBA. Like I prepare the script from my side and I hand it over to DBA to implement into the database. But if that capability is not present, then if I do have the rights, then I can implement from my side.
So you are not involved in any kind of database development at all?
No, I am involved, like, but I am delivering the actual script to the DBA and they do implementation, the final implementation. And later on, I use that data to to carry on the front side and develop the dashboard.
Okay, so mainly you are involved in dashboard development,
Yeah,
like in Tableau.
correct.
Okay. Okay. What all other BI tools that you have worked on?
I had worked on one of the pilot project where Power BI used, but mainly I am working on Tableau only, and nothing apart from that. Like In Excel, I had used, but most of the work I'm doing on Tableau as a BI tool.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Prashant, I'm done with my questions. You can go ahead with yours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Saraswati. So, hi, Akshay, Prashant here.
Hey, hi Prashant.
So, yeah, I was going through your CV. So, basically, you are doing data analyst work from last 1 year only, right?
No, it's
Last
been
last 3 years.
4.5 years around.
Okay. Okay. So your roles and responsibility already asked by Shashwati. So, like, tell me one thing. If suppose you have a database and you are given a Excel sheet,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you have to create a table. You have to write an code for ETL, and you have to do it from the scratch. So, what will be your approach? How you will start?
To creating the table.
Yes, you have to bring the data into a table.
Okay. So I will try to first like it would be a simple command like create table. Then I will define all the necessary field with the data types, and that's how
Mhm.
we create the table, right?
Okay, so this is like how SQL developer do.
Yeah.
You are not SQL developer, you are data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
What will be the difference?
The data analyst expect the data from a particular source where he can
Yes.
at least bring the actual data from the source, like required data from
Hmm,
the source, and
hmm,
store it at a point where he can use for further analysis.
correct. So what is the further analysis or further report? You have to analyze it, right? You are analyst.
Yeah, so now once I have the table from the source, I will try to understand the requirement first, then I will try to figure out the patterns within the table.
Mhm.
And
What patterns?
patterns is like how the numerical value, what is the different categories present, what is the
Mhm.
numerical values present in that particular data set, how that numerical value is distributed among the certain categories. And
Okay, I will give you one example. Let's
mhm,
say there is a column which is amount.
okay.
Okay, and amount you have let's say dollar,
Mhm.
$50, $80, $25, something like that. So what will be the data type in your SQL table?
For the dollar, it will be the int.
Why?
It is numerical, and it is with dollar sign or only the number.
See, you are the analyst. You have to decide.
Yeah,
You have to
so
carry with that dollar or you have to escape that dollar and
exactly.
make it in
So
the column name
yeah,
itself.
for I will do the some data preparation before directly bringing some
Mhm.
insights. Like if it
Yeah,
is
so
with string,
that approach I would like
yeah.
to ask.
So if it is in the in form of string, then I will first try to substring it and will cut down the dollar sign if it is present. Then I will convert that to the integer form, and once that is present in integer form, I will prepare it for the further analysis. Second one is
Okay.
like if the names
So
are there.
Akshay, Akshay,
Mm-hmm.
Akshay. See, we never keep money in an integer.
It could be in float dollar.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
my
should be
bad.
always float.
Yeah, it would be
Okay, so
float.
these things, see, that's what I started with the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between a SQL developer and data analyst?
Got you.
What
Got you.
task I am giving to you, anyone in my team who is having 6 months of experience can do it. But
Exactly.
if I'm asking you to do it, that means I expect some experience, some expertise on that. So this was one example. Okay, now the second, suppose there is a column product and product description.
Mm-hmm.
So what will be the data type for these two?
For product and the product description, it would be the string.
Exact data type.
Product would be present in the alphabetic. So I would keep it as a string. Or
String is not a data type.
just give me a second.
There are more than 6 or 7 data types for the string.
Text, I will.
No. From which database you are referring? Like if you are talking about SQL Server or MySQL or Oracle,
No,
we are not
we,
using text.
yeah, we don't use it. I remember string, but give me a second. Oh, sorry, I'm really, really sorry. It will be
Yeah.
a varchar.
Okay. And what will be the length of it?
For the description, I will keep a little bit more, like around 500, and for product name, we'll keep it as 50, between 50 to 100, depending upon the size of product name.
Okay. And there is a category.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. So let's say I have 10 to 15 categories.
mm-hmm.
So and the value is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. So let's say up to 9. So what will be the data type for that?
So categories are like 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9.
Yes.
So category would still be in. Okay, this is a tricky one. Let me think.
Mhm.
So we need a this thing. So I will try to keep it is in character form, because category, if I keep
Or
cape.
let's say
Mm-hmm,
I it's a numeric bit. Now,
yeah.
now tell me the data type.
Category cannot be numerical because it can pass a wrong results in aggregation operations. So I will convert either that 1, 2,
See,
3
see,
into the character.
yeah, see. Now my category is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 only. And what you are thinking, that is category name.
Yeah,
Okay, now tell me.
I'll try to convert first that numbers into the alphabetic form, like
Why?
number to 1, and will store it as a in form of character,
Hmm?
because if I'm writing any further script and considering category, then it may return a wrong result. It may aggregate the category column. So I will first convert that to the string form and then use it. That would be the approach.
Okay, now there is a field, let's say category, then category name, then product and product description. And let's say somewhere we have a column like inventory.
Okay.
Okay, so inventory data type, I'm telling you, it's let's say it's float. Okay, so that will be nullable or not?
So inventory is float. Inventory is showing the total quantity for product, if I'm taking it
Our,
correctly.
no, inventory is available quantity in
Only,
my warehouse.
okay, so available quantity cannot be present in float. It's supposed to be whole number, either some number or nothing. So I will I will
See,
keep the.
if you are talking about some tool kind of thing, so it can be 1, 2, or 3. But if I'm storing a bundle of papers,
Mm-hmm,
it can be 0.1, 0.5, or let's say I'm storing milk.
mm-hmm,
Okay, my unit is kg. Then it can be 1.5, 10.2.
got you.
So that's not a question. Okay, maybe you can consider it integer. I don't have any problem.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, it will be nullable or not?
It will it will be nullable. I will keep,
Okay.
because depends, like if nothing is present, at least it will show some blanks or zero.
Mm, yeah, so that is my
Mhm.
question. It will be nullable or not?
It will be null.
Okay. Why can't I store it as 0?
Yeah, we can store it as zero. We add it. Yeah, we can define it zero also.
So, Akshay, being an analyst, you have to either ask or you have to decide. And if you are deciding, then I will not argue with you, but you have to come up with a
Options.
valid data points.
Yeah.
Why you said nullable, or why you said not nullable? Why you are saying integer, or why you are saying float? It's not like I will tell you. It's like either you have to decide, or if you can't decide, you have to ask me. That is the job of data analyst. Getting my point?
Yeah, I got your point.
So I'm not sure, like in your present company, to what level you are doing, but I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to explain actually what in the market, what we expect from a data analyst. Okay, data analyst or business analyst. So this is the
I
job
got your point.
when
Yeah.
you will start from the scratch. Developer will come later. You have to decide. You have to create data modeling. You have to create the tables. You have to uh, do the mappings. Okay, it's not like I know in some companies, data analyst is just to supply the data for the reports. Okay, so they have nothing to develop, but yeah, they have to provide the reports and they have to analyze the bugs and what is the issue with the job, or what should be there, and nothing to do. Like, and definitely analysis is there, but that work is different. But here, what Sashwati and I am looking for a data analyst who will start analysis before any development.
I got your point actually. Recently, the same sort of incident happened. I was not able to recall, but I had to do some analysis. I wanted to include one field as per the requirement, and I found I am getting lots of null records with high volume. So I thought to first confirm with the stakeholder whether we have to keep those record with nulls or we have to exclude those. So
Yeah.
with your question, I just
Yeah, that's right.
remember.
Even
Okay, I am doing
if
the
you are
same
not
thing.
able to
Yeah,
decide, no problem. But you have to raise those
yeah, yeah.
questions. Should I keep it null or not? Should I keep it integer or float? If you have any doubt,
Absolutely.
and some things like dates or something, like if you are using in the uh, joins or something, you
Yeah,
cannot use the date in the string. But if you just have to upload, you can keep it as string. It will be easy for ETL.
correct.
So these kind of thing you have to analyze, and then only you have to jump on it. Okay. So like I said, the simple task I can give it to my SQL developer. He will do it in half an hour. But the same thing, if I will give it to you, you may take 3 days. And after even 3 days, you can come up with a lot of questions.
Yeah,
What to do with this? What to do with this data? What is the property of this data? Will it be nullable? Will it be increasing the size? As you said, like description, I will keep it 500. Instead of saying 500, you have to say, I will check what is the maximum length.
got you.
Sometime even I have to go for the silo. Or can I trim it, or I limit it up to 500 or not?
Got you. Got you.
Okay. Yeah. Shashwati, I'm done. So yeah.
Yeah,
Akshay,
I'm
I'm trying
also
to
done,
help
but
you. Huh?
I,
I hope you understand. Yeah.
I'm also done, Prashant.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to discuss, Akshay?
Like I, as far as now, I was able to understand the role. I found it interesting and challenging from my perspective. So I will prefer to wait for the feedback.
Sure, sure. We'll
Mhm.
share the feedback with the HR and they'll get back to you on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And
Anything else,
even
Akshay?
I see the good
I
mentors also.
suggest you. Yeah, Akshay. Even I was going to suggest you. So if you are looking for this kind of position, you have to Google
Hmm.
for these kind of keywords.
Hmm.
Okay. So anyway, like in our company or from any other company, if you get a chance to next time, if you have to answer these things, so you feel you can answer better.
Exactly. I'll
Okay,
do it.
at least you should be comfortable with the key words or terminology. So what the person is trying to ask you what he expect from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is always two ways. Like one is as a junior developer who can do it everything quickly. You ask anything for them, they will give you in 2 3 hours, but without any brain applied.
Yeah.
They just do it. Okay, but when it is done with a business analyst or data analyst, okay, you should be ready to ask a lot of questions.
I'm
Okay,
agree with you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Have a good day ahead.
Thank you. Bye.